Looks like I am buffering. Can anybody hear me now? This darn thing is just spinning this morning. Hello. Okay. I hope I hadn't lost anybody. Gotta find my phone. Who's in here today? I had to restart. Let's see if y'all can find me now. Okay, the rooster's crowing. He's here. Good morning. All right, y'all. Do I have anybody in here? It says I'm live. But it doesn't say anybody's in the room. Hey, Higgs Rock Farm, how are you? You're first. I had to restart. I thought my internet was going to be much better today, but so far it's not. Thank you for the thumbs up. I hope you're doing well. I have been good. Oh, a mowing break. Oh, last weekend I bush hogged 12 acres. And let me tell you, it was bumpy, but I did it for a good reason, helping out a friend. Plus, I made a few dollars for the rescue. So it was worth the long, hot hours. Bumpy. And I just never knew it was going to be so much fun to mow down um, sticker bushes and grass that was 3 feet tall. Yeah, we have a bush hog only because it came with the tractor. That was the only piece, besides the bucket. That was the only piece that actually came with the tractor. We bought a box blade, and we bought the plow, I guess it's called. It has like um, it has like 6 different blades in it. Yeah, it looked really good. The lady was selling her property, and while I was there, the real estate were there showing it to someone, and they put an offer in. So by the time I got done, they already had an offer. Hey, how are you, Nisi? I see that. Are you on at the same time or is it an hour? I tried not to step on anyone's toes, but I had to choose a time that didn't involve feeding animals. Oh, for another 2 hours. Okay. I'll be sure and catch you on that then. I'll be done. Um, I like seeing what you're working on. Oh my gosh, those Cabbage Patch dolls that you do are just beautiful. Higgs Rock, you're on Central Time? What am I? I'm on Eastern, yeah. I should know that. Tell me your first name, Higgs Rock, unless you'd just rather call me rather me call you Higgs Rocks. Okay, Nisi, yours are every Wednesday at 1 Central, 2 Eastern. Okay, so directly after I get off. That's good. I love Colorado. We Oh, no, you're in Montana. Um, oh, yeah, I know who you are, Holland. It just for some reason, it didn't it just didn't click. I'm so used to Kathy saying Holland and Patty, right? Um, yeah, Kentucky, but your name is Holland. Yeah. Yes. So far this week I have had Lily. Okay, Patty is Bub's wife. Okay, I'm just messing it all up. Um, I had oral surgery on Monday, so I still have a little cheeky problem here, but believe me, it wasn't fun. Now I got to go back and get this side done in another few weeks. See, I'll write that down, Holland and Lily, so I don't mess up. How many times have I been on a live with you guys and I just blew that? So anyway, what have y'all been doing? Have you got any plans? I know, Nisi, your little boy goes to school. Oh yeah, never fun. I have I had bariatric surgery like back in the 90s. They don't tell you that you need because when they do a bypass, they take vital parts of your stomach. So I have suffered with a vitamin D deficiency for, well, probably all my life, but even worse since I had the bariatric surgery. So I had broken teeth. They didn't just pull the teeth, they had to hunt for the root stubs. And uh, when I got out of there, I was shaking. I was, you know, I just don't like shots. Ugh. So one more trip and then I can get my spacers. So, and since the little goat knocked out this tooth, I try not to smile too much. So you don't see my toothless smile. Mhm. Now, Nisi, does your little one, he goes to regular school, correct? Um, I have a great nephew who is autistic and he goes to a regular school. I think it's maybe only half a day. Uh, I I could be wrong. Um, oh, what'd you say, Holland? Needle will cause me to run across water. I'm a sissy when needles are involved. Oh my gosh, me too. And if I didn't have to do it, you wouldn't have found me in that chair. Definitely. And I think when I got done, by the end of the day, my left hand felt sprained where I had gripped the chair so tight. I might have left marks in that faux leather chair. But oh my gosh, I just don't do needles well at all. If they could put me under, but they wouldn't do that. I tried to talk them into that, but no, they wouldn't do that. So, and I really, needles don't bother me when you're putting them in my arm. It just bothers me when you put them in my mouth. Um, I used to be a blood donor. How many on here is actually uh, donated blood in your lifetime? I donated, I think I'm buffering. I donated over 3 gallons before I started having children. So once I started having children, they wouldn't let me donate anymore. Hey, Donna. Donna's in the room. Hey, Daz, all the way from Australia. So good to see you. Oh, you're at 2 a.m.? Daz is up at 2 a.m. So he'll be heading to bed. I'm so glad you jumped on. Listen, I knew I was going to have to start doing these lives. You know how nervous you were when you started. Well, I'm still that way. And Donna is in here. Donna is my sister. One of my sisters. Uh Nisi, you say little man is in regular public school with accommodations, IEP. He's his last day of school is until June the 9th. Oh, you guys go a lot longer than we do. Our last day is May the 26th, I believe. Um, so yeah, that's I'm not sure when Donnie is my great nephew. I'm not sure when his last school is out. Hey, GMDRP, Eva, is that for gumdrop? Oh, Daz, I'm hey, Steve. Steve is here. My brother-in-law is even here. That's pretty cool. Um, all the way from California. So you guys are really spread out. No, I really wouldn't. I would have never made a teacher because I was always too nervous to get up in front of the class. I would just freeze. But I could talk to you one on one. But if I got up in front, I would be a nervous wreck. Uh, Nisi says he goes to school Monday through Thursday, 8 to 4. Friday through Sunday is his weekends. Oh, good. Uh, I think uh, my little nephew, when they have long weekends, they go camping. Um, it's a great break for them. Um, Nisi says our school is super small here, so the schedule is different than most school districts. Um, okay, sounds good, Nisi. Um, so anyway, y'all got summer plans? Anybody got summer plans? Donna says June 3rd is Donnie's last day with some summer school. Donnie is autistic. Um, is he considered nonverbal? Uh, and is in a special class for autism. My daughter-in-law is making a special group of shirts for Donnie that all have to do with autism acceptance. Um, so they're going to be really cute T-shirts. So look for those coming soon. And okay, Gumdrop, aka Julie. I thought that was for Gumdrop because I've been talking to you. I don't know how long, but I just never asked what that meant. I got a dry throat. Y'all like my cup? Save save the drama for your llama or something like that. Summer. Dad says, I guess that's a haha. A couple of weeks away from winter in this part of the world, and I'm sure I will be jealous of your warm weather over there. Oh, well, I like the cool weather too. Really, I would prefer cool weather. And Holland says, getting the farm ready for livestock this year. Going to start raising a few beef cattle again. Oh, hey. Hello, Organized Pineapple. How are you? Um, we have 5 cows, and one of them is 2,000-pound steer, a big old baby. And then we have a couple of calves for beef. And then we have, they're called limousine cows. Their meat's supposed to be really good. Um, and then so we have a bull and a heifer that we're going to breed. And that's the extent of our cows. We've never had more than 5 or 6 at one time. I don't have enough land for them to graze. Oh, you know what limousine cows are, Holland? We had never heard of them before, but they're really nice and beefy and pretty. Um, hey, Cattle Kitchen, how are you? It's so good for you guys to come in. Um, did y'all have a good Mother's Day? I want to share what I got while y'all are thinking about what you're going to do for the summer. Um, when I put my farmhouse back together, my kitchen is going to be bees, yellows and, sunflowers and stuff like that. Well, one of the kids got me this great cup. Let's see, it says be yourself. And these are called Ray Dunn if you're not familiar with them. And it's actually got color in them. I've never had one with a color. Now this is my kind of cup. This is like a half a pot. Um, but she got me 2 cups, and the other one is yellow, and it has a yellow handle, and it says honeybee, and it's yellow on the inside too. The only bad part about Ray Dunn is they have this little lip right here. You can see this little indentation. I'm left-handed, so it doesn't fit I have to hold it right-handed in order to use this cup. So I did text them, and I said, y'all need to make some left-handed lip improvements here. But they didn't do that. They didn't really listen to it. Um, Kettle Kitchen, you're doing great. All my moms loved Mother's Day. Yeah. And Nisi says our youngest daughter is flying from Florida to visit in July, and my uncle is coming up from Texas at the same time to visit as well. So that and then hip surgery, what we have planned for the summer. Oh, well, that's a lot. That is definitely a lot. Uh, and Julie says she likes the cool weather too. The weather is stinking hot here. You said you were in Florida? I have to go back and look. Um, it was 30s to 40s last week, and now it's 90s. Okay, you're not in Florida then. And Donna's loves my cups. Um, let's see. And what else? One of the children got me a new fishing hat. Isn't that cool? And the great thing about this hat, it's got I don't know what it says, solar hat, and it has moisture wicking sweatband. I've never heard of that before. Plus, it has interior adjustable sizing. So this got this little, like a little bow here, and you can adjust it to fit your head. So that was another one of my gifts. And I'm buffering again somehow. I'm not sure what I did. Can y'all see me? It just quit. Bye, Holland. I'm glad you came. If you're still listening, he's got to get back to mowing. He has lots to mow. Oh, you're in Oak Lawn, Illinois, just outside of Chicago. Yeah, I think I've flown into Oak Lawn before, um, or close to it when we went up to Chicago one time. Okay, there I'm back. Um, you can see and hear. Okay, that's good. Hey, California Karen 789, how are you? Um, I don't know, my screen just froze for a second. I wasn't sure what it was. Um, I'm new at this, and you can ask my brother-in-law. I am computer challenged. So if something goes wrong, I'm definitely something else that I got. This picture was taken a long time ago. I got to share it. This is when I was about 13 years old. Look at that. And I don't know what that is on the picture, But that was my very first cat eye glasses. I haven't really changed a whole lot, have I? That was my very first, and my sister probably curled my hair with these great big old rollers we had to sleep in. They were really uncomfortable too. But that is a picture that she sent to me. And here's another one. I'm a candy striper, and I'm the one with the dark pigtails. I used to have really dark hair. But that I am a candy striper, and that is with my best friend, and which I reconnected with after like 20 some years. So that's pretty cool too, isn't it? Um, Last weekend we went to Carpinteria. This is Donna and Steve for Mother's Day weekend. They enjoyed the cool breezes at the beach. They go to Carpinteria. That is on the coast of California, I believe below Santa Barbara, um, if I'm right. I've never been myself. Hey, MB Heritage, how are you? Did you come in and go out? Hey, Chris and Larry Homestead from Arizona. I lived in Arizona too, y'all. I've been everywhere. Um, we lived in Glendale. My husband worked at the Palo Verde nuclear station back in the early 80s. So we lived, one of my children was born in Phoenix. So we lived in Phoenix also. Oh, thanks. Oh, I've got a lot more that are really, I don't know, going through my phases. Uh, so yeah. Oh, Chris and Larry, you're at north of Prescott. Oh, and that's such a pretty area in Arizona. Very pretty. We've done camping up in those hills and oh no, you're MB says you're catching my live for the second time. Oh, well, I'm glad you came back, so I didn't scare you off the first time. A couple more things I got. Look, this came with the hat, and I got to tell you, I did try some. This is really good chocolate. So this is kind of going to be my emergency stash, and I'll put it away so I don't see it very often. And then when I find it, it's like, oh, I got a prize. So yeah, and another thing I got for Mother's Day was, this is for my new kitchen that I'm going to be working on. For those who didn't hear, that my kitchen is going to be bees, honeybees, sunflowers, things like that. So this one, of course, says be kind and be happy. So I love that. And then I got my favorite Crocs. I love purple and pink. So one of the kids got me some new Crocs, and believe me, on the farm, the old ones you wouldn't even want to wear them in public. They're pretty bad. Nisi said I need to get some dark chocolates for my treats. Yeah, there's a lot of dark chocolate in here, and they're not very big, so it's really just like a little, just like one of those little tiny, the ones that have all the little tiny bars in it. I think it's only an inch by half inch or something. It's real small, but it's Belgium chocolate, and there's a lot of dark chocolate in there. So I'll just keep that for my treat. Nobody else cares, but I will. For the summer, well, my kids are all going to the Savannah or somewhere. They take a week and they go and they rent a place. All sides of the family. There's probably 20 people that share in the renting this house, and so I will be taking care of all of their animals. Oh, Organized Pineapple. And you tell me your first name again also. You're making cookies right now. It's for a video next week, but my family is excited. Oh yeah, I would be too. We don't we don't cook very often because our kitchen is almost tore up now. So once we get the house remodeled, that's what we're really doing for fun. Besides keeping up with the garden and the orchards and trying to put things away while I have no kitchen. I'm living in a camper right now. Um, just Pineapple for now. That's a good nickname too. Um, but so when we get the kitchen back together, and then we'll start on the rest. We're just going to do the whole house once we've done the house. But so that's really my plan for summer. And for excitement, I guess I'll go fishing. I love to just sit out there and fish. And kids join me. Sometimes I just go by myself. And um, I just, if I want to eat fish, then I'll go ahead and eat it before my husband comes home. Because if he finds out that I'm eating his fish, he's like, "Oh, you're not eating my catfish, are you?" He said, "I was saving those." I've been feeding them for 5 years, so it's time I started eating them. So, and if I cook catfish, he wants to know, are these some out of my pond? It's not his pond, it's our pond. So what he doesn't know doesn't hurt him, right? Uh, Nisi says she just finished another autism acceptance beanie. Oh, I haven't tried one of the beanies. I don't read patterns very well. So if it's an easy pattern, then I might be able to follow it. But I never really learned all the acronyms. Um, you know, a few of them I know, a few of them. If I see you doing it now, I may be able to do it. The organized pineapple says I actually fish in the summer too. I can cast really well because an uncle taught me at a very young age. Yeah, when we were young, fishing was a way of eating. And so we learned to fish very early. We also learned to shoot. One of our brothers taught us how to shoot um, by shooting poisonous snakes off because you always had to have a pistol when you went to the have goats that'll eat up all the stuff around the pond and you can actually see where you walk. Karen says, I know how to crochet, but reading patterns, I'm not good at that either. Yeah, I mean, I can watch somebody do something, and I'm left-handed, and I can actually visualize handed. So I do a few tutorials on left-handed. Might want to learn also. Um, said my connection is unstable, but it's reconnecting. So hopefully I didn't lose you guys. Um, Pineapple, I am in Georgia, and I'm really closer to Augusta than Atlanta, but I'm right in line. As a matter of fact, we're 30 minutes from the South Carolina border. So I think it's zone 8A for my planning zone. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate you coming, Pineapple. I have many, many family members in Texas, spread all over. Um, I still have a brother and a sister there. Um, so Texas, I know really well. I've been there many, many, many times. Um, when we went on vacations with the children, we would usually go. We'd just get in the car and go to California because on the way to California, we stopped in Oklahoma and Texas, and now we have family in Arizona, um, Bullhead City, and then we went on to California, and I had brothers and uncles there. Hey, Spring Meadow Farm and Garden, so good to see you. Says my parents, my brother, and oh yeah, your sister-in-law Gail, my uncle, and some of my cousins all live in Texas. Yeah, I actually know where the little town is that Gail lives in. It's not too far from where my half sister lives. Um, hey Zany, oh, you're from England. That is so cool. Hit the link, hit the link button. Um, I don't know where the link button is at. If you tell me where it's at, I will hit it. I don't know. So if y'all want me to do something, you just have to tell me how to do it, because if I try it on my own, I'll probably disconnect everything, because I've been known to do that. So, but yeah, Texas is like second home to us. You've hit my like button. Oh yeah, I have 10 thumbs up. So if you have not hit the thumbs up, I really appreciate that. And I have 7 in the room. Oh, you like hearing the roast? Oh, Karen, that rooster, he crows all night long. I swear. There is no such thing as crowing in the morning and crowing at night before they go to bed. They don't do it. They crow all night. So if I have the windows open, that's all I hear. I guess sometimes it doesn't even wake me up anymore because I just get used to it. Um, yeah, I appreciate you, Zany, telling everybody to hit that button. Thank you so much. It really does help. Um, but the roosters are crowing, the baby goats were crying when I started. I thought, yeah, they're all going to talk while I'm. That's usually the way it is. Because once you get on doing something, it's either the kids, they all want to talk or they want to get into stuff when you're not paying attention. It's nice. Everybody's saying hi to everybody. Um, and if you haven't met Donna Kendrick, she's up there somewhere in the room. That is my sister, 2 years older than me. So y'all, I'll say hi to her. I can't talk her into getting her own channel. She's just not doing it. Um, do y'all have a lot of brothers and sisters? I am one of 9. That's a lot. Um, my 2 oldest sisters, I did not grow up with them because they're 18 years older than me. And my oldest brother is 10 years older than me. He is from a different mother also. So there's 3 mothers involved and 1 dad. So yes, my dad had 9 children. And um, I'm trying to think. Yeah, there's 7 of us left. We lost our oldest sister with really complications of West Nile virus. She lived in Oklahoma and she contracted West Nile virus. And she was in the early onset of Alzheimer's. And one day I talked to her, the next day she never knew who I was again. So it attacked her memory. But she did live 3 more years in a facility, but she didn't know any of us, even when we went to visit her. So West Nile virus is really a bad thing, but especially when you already have some medical issues. Uh, let's see. Uh, oh, you have MB says they got a new watermelon video. My watermelons are not doing anything yet. Um, I need to plant more watermelon and pumpkin and get my gourds in the ground. But I have 20 tomatoes. So and peppers. Now I have something called cowhorn peppers. Does anybody know, are those hot? I have never seen them, and my husband decided he wanted to buy a couple of cowhorn peppers, and they look hot. They're kind of long and skinny and kind of a limey yellowish green. Um, but I just wondered if they were hot. I could still make salsa with them regardless, but did I miss anybody coming in? I don't mean to. If I do, um, so anything else? Can y'all think of anything else that you want to do this summer? Maybe you just want to stay home. Gas prices here. I bought diesel the other day. It was $5.19. Um, gas is running about 3.79. So it's really, I mean, it's better than it was, but it's still too high for me. Bye, Chris and Larry Homestead. I'm glad you came. Picking up a kindling from work. Um, I'm glad you came though. Appreciate that. And you have a good rest of the week. Um, I will not be doing much of anything because it still hurts to bend over my oral surgery. Um, I really should have taken a video, y'all. This was the funniest thing. I got to tell this story. Um, I drove myself. I had to go into Augusta, and myself. Of course, they shot me up, and those needles are just awful. And when I got done, of course, you can't feel your face. Oh, gas is regular $5. Oh my gosh, that's in California. Yeah, I guess I can believe that. Um, so that I was all shot up, and we still had to wear a mask when we come and go in this dental area. So I had my mask over when I left, and I kept thinking, oh, there's a huge knot right there, and it really hurts. And even though I was all numbed up, I, I thought, I mean, whatever they did, which I knew what they did, they had to dig for those tooth roots. And I thought that's the worst knot I've ever seen. And of course, I couldn't feel my nose, my face, and I was drooling. And I thought, thank goodness I got my mask on because nobody can see my mouth and I'm drooling. And I really, but Donna told me I really should have made a video because I tried to talk to the lady at the pharmacy to get my medicine and I couldn't even say anything. And it's like, oh my gosh, it was embarrassing. I got home and I thought, oh, I felt kind of sick. And I thought, well, maybe it was from the shots. And all of a sudden I thought, well, I'll take that cotton out. And I took that cotton out. That was what that knot was. They had so much cotton in there, and I thought my face was swelled up because I couldn't feel my face, but with my fingers, I could feel there was a huge knot there, but they worked on a tooth here and two here. So I had this big old giant knot, and I was so numbed up, I couldn't even tell what it was. So it was kind of hilarious that I was drooling all over myself. It's kind of embarrassing. So thank goodness nobody saw. MB Heritage Farm says the gas is 4.10 a gallon and diesel is 6.40. Holy cow. Hey, Christy Betts, so glad to see you. And you're in North Carolina. Wow, $6.40 is a lot for diesel. I thought it was a lot when I paid $5.19 in Georgia. Oh, and Donna says, I'd love to come back this year and park my RV in your yard. I would love some of your fresh veggies and fruit this summer. Just hang out with you under the pecan trees. Yeah, that would be great. So you could just fly and then we could camp in this camper. We could still do it. Still do it. So, Christy, what are you doing for the summer? Are you got any plans to do anything? I tell you what, if I really had a vacation coming, I would go to Arizona. Our oldest brother is going to have heart surgery soon, and I would really love to just drive over to Bullhead City and see him. Um, oh, that's right, Christy, you are moving to Tennessee. You're the one that someone stole all your power, right? Your power pole and your box and all that. Remind me, was that you? So yeah, I would love to go to Arizona for a vacation. The kids could watch the animals. Um, Donna says, I'll buy you a ticket and you can fly out. Oh yeah. We could still see each other. Y'all, when we were growing up, we moved to California in 1969. I think I said that before. And that was the only time we had ever left the state of Oklahoma, I think. Um, so we went to California to get a better chance at life, basically, um, with the 5 children and my, widowed mother. And, so we didn't that was vacation. We didn't know what vacations were, you know. Vacation for us was no school in the summer, I guess, and we just kinda ran the country. I mean, the countryside. Uh, we would take off, and sometimes we'd be gone all day just exploring. I don't know how we didn't get snake bit, and I'm not sure how we ever survived childhood, although we did have some pretty bad injuries, um, growing up, and that's enough for a whole show, uh, the whole thing. Christy says, "Really wish I could see my older sister in Oregon. We'll be getting yeah, we're getting old too." Um, Oregon is one of the states I lived in. When I turned 18, my girlfriend and her family had moved to Vancouver, I guess, and or somewhere around in Portland. Um, and they invited me up. I graduated, that's where I went. Well, I ended up staying 2 years. Um, they let me stay with them, and then I got me a good job and, bought me a car. $50 a month was my payment for my car. Um, a Chevy Impala, I believe it was. I was so proud to have a car, because my mother couldn't afford to pay for a car. But so we lived in the Portland, Beaverton area for a couple of years. I loved it up there. It was just so nice. Oh, I'm so glad you came, Spring Meadow. Um, you have a good rest of the week, and I'm sure we will see you around. I'll check out your new videos too. I appreciate you coming. Um, so vacation for us was being out of school. The older kids, we got jobs. Um, besides washing dishes, and I worked at a Foster's Freeze. They have those in California. I don't know if they have them in any other states. And I learned to dip ice cream cones in chocolate, like hard shell stuff. Man, that was a good job. I loved it. Christy says, hiked up Mount Hood last time I was there a long time ago. And your sister lives in Beaverton. Really? I worked at a factory that made my job was it was called Tektronix. It's still there. The girl that I roomed with, she's still working there after 40 years, I think. But I built little tiny parts to oscilloscopes, and some of them were knobs, and I learned to solder, and I worked there for the 2 years that I lived there. So it was very nice. So that was one of my jobs. We've traveled a lot of times in the summer. We travel. We RV'd for many years. We've been to a lot of places. As a matter of fact, there's only one state that we have not traveled in or camped in, and that is Michigan. I'm not sure how I missed Michigan, but I've either driven or traveled or lived or just vacationed in all the other lower 48 states. But I've also been in Hawaii and Alaska. Um, a cruise to Alaska from Alaska, um, and we visited the Big Island only one time, but I loved Hawaii. It was really nice. Um, so we've and we've been to Spain. Spain's the only place that I've actually been out of the US. Um, Although I would love to go to the UK, I'd love to visit Scotland and Ireland, only because, well, a lot, but my genealogy research uh, takes me to those areas. It would be kind of nice. Christy says we were military, so you moved a lot. Um, yeah, you remember Tektronix? Oh, it's huge. I mean, then back in the 70s, it was the middle 70s when I lived there. It was one of the biggest areas, employment. You know, it was new and hadn't really been around that long in the 70s. But and I don't know what they do, what kind of work they do now, but my job was building circuit boards for oscilloscopes. So now, you know, those are probably um, outdated. Hey, Spring, the fiber enthusiast. Oh, I love watching your channel. My goal for this year is I want to learn to spin. I have 10 bags of alpaca roving, and I really want to learn to spin that roving into yarn. And pretty cool. Um, so I haven't even tried to sell any of it. You know, but I've got an awful lot. Um, Christy says, I went to Spain too, and except for Mexico, only trips out of the US. Um, when we were in Spain, we went to Morocco. We took an airboat and we went over to Tetuan, I think it was the name. And we had to have three guards, and we had 15 teachers or adults with 15 children, but we had three guards, policemen, and we had also guides, professional guides, and that was a scary place. Honestly, I was scared, especially when they decided that they were done with us and they abandoned us about a mile from our bus, and they had our passports. They kept them when we went in because we were going back out the same way, but they kept them. And one of our group was from the UK. He had dual citizenship. He lived in California, but he had citizenship in the UK. And they flagged him and they asked him all kinds of questions, and we were just terrified. So going out of Spain was great. We loved Spain, but and only one of our group got pickpocketed. It happened to be one of the teachers. Um, so, but it was a little scary because I'd never been out of the US, and um, they don't really know how to work a buffet. On Thanksgiving Day, we went to a buffet and they just about knocked us down to get to the food. There was no lining up. If you were standing in front of something they wanted, they just pushed you out of the way. So, you know, we were all like, okay, you want it that bad. We weren't going to cause any trouble because we didn't want to stay. We wanted to get out of there. Nisi says, oh, let's see. Karen says, I took an Alaskan cruise, and if people haven't been there, they have to go. Um, Alaska is beautiful, and you love Hawaii too. I did. When we went to Alaska, I really, if I go back to Alaska, we want to just fly because we want to go fishing. Um, we we took the cruise, but and they get to see all the little different size, the totem poles and different things, but it's all hurry, hurry, hurry. Let's get to the next place, and we didn't really get to enjoy it. Um, we went to Denali National Park. We got to see the reindeer. That was really cool. And we went to Santa Claus. We went over the Continental Divide. Is that what it's called? We actually, my husband and I chartered a plane, and we went over the Continental Divide, I guess it was. She says one of the things I dislike about ordering yarn online is the color isn't always the same when you get it. I'm on hold with Michaels to initiate a return. Yeah, I hate to return stuff when you don't get what it just seems like it's such a hard thing to return. It is it's definitely. Christy says we didn't go to Morocco, believe the Navy said don't go. There was a lot of military on that airboat that we were on, and they weren't as friendly as our military in the US. I mean, we live near Fort Gordon, and there's really a lot of nice people here. So we didn't get that on that airboat with all the military. And they all had guns, and it's like, oh my gosh. I mean, it kind of freaked us out a little bit. Spring says my mom did mission work in Kodiak, Alaska. Oh, cool. I've never been to Kodiak. Um, we went a lot of places, and I can't even remember all the ones that we went. Um, and Christy says we ran into a lot of pushing at the Alhambra in Granada. Yeah, they push, and you know, they're not like, excuse me, you know, all us people in Georgia were like, yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am, and excuse me, and how are you? And you smile at people. They didn't do that. That, I guess that's why it kind of scared us a little bit. Christy said she'd love to go to Alaska in the summer. We went in September and the weather was around 70. Those people were sweating. They're like, oh, it's so hot. So for us, you know, it was really it was great weather. And when we went to Santa Claus and we actually I sat on Santa Claus's knee. My husband didn't. But when we were there, he was sweating. It's like, he, of course he had a Santa Claus suit on too. I guess that makes sense. Um, Christy says it depends on what's going on with the country where the military families travel. Yeah, I think so too. Getting on planes or buses over there is like getting cattle on cars. Yeah, you got to move. If you're not sure where you're going, they're just going to push you into a spot and you're there. Um, so yeah, it definitely wasn't a polite exiting, and it definitely wasn't. We got to go to a place that it was a factory that made knives and swords, and I want to say it was Sevilla, but it could have been another little town close to there. Um, but we actually got to watch them make and you know work with the steel. I mean, it was really kind of neat. We loved the small towns. Now, the bigger towns, it's just like in the US, the bigger towns I'm not really as excited about. I would rather go to a small town and enjoy small town life. So, um, and Spring says, yes, as an army wife, there's always a target on us when traveling. Yeah. In Tetuan, they told all the girls to put rubber bands on their hair, stuff it under their hats, especially the girls that had blonde hair and blue eyes. Do not make eye contact with the locals. Don't smile at them. Don't engage them. Hey, Twin Brooks Acres, glad to see you. We're just talking about some of the places that we've been summers, vacations, just different places where we've been. Christy says there were guys with machine guns on the airport roof when we landed in Seville. Really? Yeah. If we would have been more aware, we probably would have seen a lot more weapons than uh, we thought. This was in 1995. I mean, but there had been some kind of uprising in the town we were supposed to go in, which was not Tetuan, Morocco. It was another town that was, I think, east of there. So they had pushed us over into this other area because we had paid for a trip over there. So, um, but it was scary. I mean, it really it's like, okay, I've been there once. That's all I need. So now I would rather just vacation in the lower 48. Although we did go to Canada. Oh my gosh, Victoria was beautiful. And we took a boat, an airboat. What was it, an airboat? I guess it was just a boat um, from Vancouver, Washington, and we our goal was that year to go to Montana. That was where our vacation was going to take us, to Montana. And we just before we left, it's like, you know what? We're almost to, let's go on up to Oregon, and then let's go on up to uh Canada. I mean, so we were gone a month. We had a couple of we had 4 grandkids with us, um, and their families. Um, Christy says she enjoyed it, but kissed the ground when you got back. Yeah, you never thinking how lucky I am to live in the States or in a country that is not, uh, I don't, so war ridden. I mean, everything on their mind was, guns and protecting what they had, I guess. But still, it was kind of intimidating for sure. Um, Twin Brooks says you took a cruise to Nassau in the mid '90s. Never again. Yeah, we took a cruise to Nassau. We took a cruise to, oh, dang, I can't even remember. Mazatlan in Mexico also. Um, some of those cruises are really scary, um, especially when you get on the when you get on a boat that has a lot of waves, and oh my gosh. And y'all, this is pretty bad. I didn't know what a Long Island tea was. So we were up at the little, I don't know, we'd been at the gambling one-armed bandits, I guess, and we stopped to get us some tea. And the girl comes over and she's like, what do you want? And we wanted tea. We didn't know she brought us Long Island tea. And then I told him, I said, "Yeah, I'm not feeling so good." Whew. I took 2, 3 sips of that tea, and I thought, I'm a teetotaler, truly. So we decided to walk back to our room. And before we left, we asked the waitress, what was in that tea? She says, "Oh, you had a Long Island tea. There's liquor in that tea." Oh my gosh, I'll never get back to the room. And I'm going down the hallway, and the hallways are moving and the boat's moving. I'm sure it's the boat. It wasn't just me. I didn't think I'd ever get back to the room so I could lay down because this Long Island tea was pretty bad. But my kids make fun of me now. They tell me I can have 3 sips of something and I'm 3 sheets to the wind. They find me on the floor, I'll just be sliding under the table. But I don't drink. So when something like that hits me, I mean it's like I don't even drink a, what do you call it? Um like a hard lemonade or something. I don't even drink that. So yeah, alcohol affects you the same way, Christy. Oh my gosh. I didn't grow up drinking alcohol. Even as a teenager, maybe once I tried it and it made me so sick. I think I puked my guts up for days. And I never wanted to drink it again. And I think that was something to do with a salty dog or something that I had. Oh my gosh. I was 20 years old, and I was with my brother, and he gave it to me. Oh yeah, I'm a cheap date too. Long Island, Twin Brooks, you said I had to stop drinking Long Island teas. It made me mean. It didn't make it didn't make me mean, but I can see if I drank too much of it, I would really be a bear, because I wouldn't want to be anybody to talk to me, because it just makes my head spin. So yeah, I don't do well with alcohol. I have some really 2 or 3 really nice bottles of wine. I'm saving it for a rainy day. And it might be when we start redoing that house to finish it. I might need to. Um, Christy says we used to say an Irish uncle was three sheets to the wind. I really don't even know what that means. Really? You just drink it and next thing you know, you're in the wind, I guess. But yeah, I don't do good with alcohol. Um, I'm so glad you came, Nisi. I'll try to catch you on yours too. Not much going on here today since I'm not doing a whole lot with my mouth since I had that oral surgery. It just too hard to bend over. Um, Christy says spring. That's why my friend said what my friend said to me. I was a designated driver in my younger days. Yeah, I could be the designated driver because it wouldn't if I could get me a Diet Coke or a Diet Pepsi, I'm good. And so I've just never been a drinker. So my hour is up. I cannot believe that it's already um been an hour. I had fun, y'all. And I hope we can have a good vacation this summer. And I'll have to think of something to talk about next week. So, any ideas, and I'll take them up. I'm so glad everybody came in. Don't forget to hit that bell if you haven't, the thumbs up if you haven't already. I appreciate it. I think y'all all did. And uh, Spring says she has the ability to have a good time alcohol free. Yes, it is priceless. Just, I mean, you know, I love it. I will see you guys on the next one and have a great week. Bye for now. See ya. I appreciate it. Twin Brooks, you can try to catch it at noon next week. You'll beat everybody.